Updates on potential under-trial drug treatments for COVID-19. Coronaviruses are a large family of viruses that cause illness ranging from the common cold to more severe diseases such as Middle East Respiratory Syndrome and severe acute respiratory syndrome. A novel coronavirus is a new strain that has not been previously identified in humans. Globally, over 10 million cases of the coronavirus were reported as of June 29, 2020. India reported around 549,000 confirmed cases of the coronavirus as of June and have ranked as fourth worst hit country in the world. Out of these, around 321,000 patients had recovered, while 16,500 cases were fatal. According to analytics firm Global Data, of the 21 ongoing coronavirus trials that have reported interim results, 16 have produced positive indications. Around 69% of these drugs in clinical trials are currently in the early stages, either phase I or phase II. To date, 3 therapeutics are approved to treat COVID-19: dexamethasone in the United Kingdom, favipiravir in China, Italy and Russia, and remdesivir in Japan, India, and South Korea. Dexamethasone is a glucocorticoid used to treat rheumatic and skin diseases, asthma and allergies. It reduces the inflammation associated with cytokine release syndrome in patients with COVID-19. The drug is currently being evaluated as a treatment arm of the recovery trial. UK has approved dexamethasone for use in the country as a COVID-19 treatment. Favipiravir is an antiviral, and is approved in China and Italy, and its generic form has been approved in Russia to treat COVID-19. The active favipiravir RTP selectively inhibits RNA polymerase and prevents replication of the viral genome. In clinical trials, favipiravir has shown marked improvement in up to 88% of the COVID-19 cases with mild to moderate symptoms. Remdesivir is an antiviral used for the treatment of Ebola and Marburg virus infections. Remdesivir inhibits viral replication, has shown in vitro and in vivo activity against SARS-CoV-2. Solidarity and Discovery are currently recruiting. NIAID's trial has stopped early and patients in the placebo group are being given the option to receive the study drug. Caltru is an HIV protease inhibitor. Lopinavir acts on the virus by inhibiting the action of enzyme 3-chymotrypsin-like protease, which plays a crucial role in processing the viral RNA. Ritonavir has a CYP3A inhibitor reduce metabolism of lopinavir, thereby boosting lopinavir levels. Lopinavir and ritonavir are currently being studied in several ongoing clinical studies for the treatment of coronavirus disease 2019, COVID-19, either alone or with other medications. Novel candidates are those drugs under an investigative new drug (IND) application waiting to enter their clinical trials or in the early stages of clinical trial, either phase I or phase II. EIDD 2801 is an oral broad-spectrum antiviral drugs used to treat influenza, chikungunya, Ebola and equine encephalitis. It has a similar mechanism of action to remdesivir and prevents replication of the SARS-CoV-2. FDA authorized use of EIDD 2801 for COVID-19 under an investigative new drug application, and MHRA cleared EIDD 2801 for human testing. The trial has begun late May. Mvrilimumab is a monoclonal antibody designed to antagonize GM-CSF signaling by binding to the alpha subunit of the GM-CSF receptor, GM-CSF-R-alpha. The FDA has approved parallel prospective, interventional studies with mvrilimumab in patients with severe COVID-19 pneumonia and hyperinflammation. Gimsliumab is a human monoclonal antibody that targets the pro-inflammatory cytokine granulocyte macrophage colony stimulating factor, which is elevated in the blood of patients with COVID-19 and may be associated with acute respiratory distress syndrome in these patients. The first patient in the trial had been treated with gimslimab. Losmapimod is a mitogen-activated protein kinase inhibitor that reduces the inflammatory response associated with disease progression in COVID-19 by reducing inflammatory biomarkers such as C-reactive protein and IL-6. FDA has approved an IND to test losmapimod in the Phase 3 study. JS016 is a type of monoclonal antibody that binds to the spike protein receptor in SARS-CoV-2 and can block viruses from binding to the ACE2 host cell surface receptor. Developers have announced a Phase 1 trial evaluating JS016 in patients with COVID-19. U.S. Food and Drug Administration (FDA) revoked the emergency use authorization that allowed for chloroquine phosphate and hydroxychloroquine sulfate to treat certain hospitalized patients with COVID-19 when a clinical trial was unavailable or participation in a clinical trial was not feasible. Contrary to WHO's findings, India is continuing to use hydroxychloroquine as one of its treatment methods for COVID-19 cases in the country.